Alrighty guys, today we are going to be going over every maxed out piece of gear that you can get from gear lockers. So I have, as you can see, pretty much every single one of the pieces of gear, all level 10. I'm just going to run through them, make any comments I like about whether they're going to be good for a certain character, if you want to do certain builds of them or everything like that. And the reason, just so you guys know before I start, the reason I maxed out all of the gear pieces is because you get, you probably know this, but you get more shards back the higher level up your card is. So if you had just shattered all of your power gloves a level 1, no fusions at all, then you would get 2 and 2. And you might get 1 extra red or 1 extra blue. But if you fuse it all the way up to level 10, if you're able to do that, then when you shatter it, you get +6, +8, because it's all the way up at level 10, well, I guess level 20 actually, but same with the trauma kits. I've got 2 of them, max them out at level 10, shatter them, get 8 and 7 instead of 1 and 1 maybe. So the higher up your card is, the more you get back in return if you shatter a duplicate one. Let's just do this on this one as well. +27, like 39 greens. I'm gonna need the greens, so obviously it works out for me. Alright, so let's just do it by name, I guess, and just run through them. Alright, so Alien Weaponry. 13% damage boost to special 1 and 25% crit chance to special 1. So that's great for any characters, obviously, that you want special 1 with. You could do Catwoman's would be ridiculous for this, especially with her damage over time. You've got the Amazon Sword and Shield. It's 22 more damage on blocking, 25% stun chance on special 1. Wonder Woman, 25% chance to reflect special 2 while blocking. The Arcane Wand is 18% power generation and 30% crit chance on special 1. I love this one, especially just because of that power generation. If you can get 3 that give the 18% power generation on one character, that character is ridiculous. Black Lantern Ring, it's 15% damage boost to special 1, 20% life drain on special 1. The life drain's okay, but there's other higher gear cards that could suffice for that. Blade of the War God, that's Ares, obviously. And this one's great just for boosting damage for any of your characters. It's got 70% damage boost to basic attacks and 45% crit chance on basic attacks. So, you know, just put that in one slot and then have some other character have heal on them, and then you've just got a boosted damage. If you can get it on Ares, if you are using him, then he gets 100% area effect to do 20% damage from special 2. That's ridiculous on him. If he can get a crit on that as well, it's gonna be crazy. Blue Lantern Ring, blocking stops 18% more damage. Self-heal on special 2. Again, that's pretty good. It depends if you're trying to have a defensive character that can heal. It just doesn't take much damage. You know, if you've got 3 of these things that does blocking of 18% more damage, and you can heal as well, you won't be taking much damage, and you'll be healing. So this one's alright, but again, there's better 4 and 5 stars. The Charge Disc, blocking stops 22% more damage. This is what I'm talking about. If you have, this one's got 22% more damage instead of 18. And 20% chance to reflect all specials while blocking. That's pretty awesome. If you have a reflect character, this is definitely one of those ones you want to use because it does more damage if you're blocking as well as reflects. Static is 100% area effect. Opponent's team takes 15% damage from special 2. Static I don't really ever use. If you guys have a use for him and you find him really useful in one of your teams, let me know when you use him and what other characters you put with him, because I haven't found a use for him. Cloak of Destiny, this one's pretty obvious. Like, you want to place this on any character that you're going to do massive damage when you're using your crit damage, when you're doing a crit character, basically. So, a glass cannon character. He does crit boost of 50% more damage on crit attacks and 200% damage increase against stunned. And then you stun on tag in 20% of the time. So if you have other pieces of gear that also stun on tag in, like another 20%, you've got 60% chance of stunning on tag in, plus 50% more damage on crit attacks. And if you have crit already happening, if they're not blocking your shit, then it's going to get really high. I find this is really good for the what's his name? Batman, the Arkham Batman. Because if he jumps in, he's already got power, or you can just give him that 2 bars of power immediately. If he stuns on tag in, you're set, and you can do damage to the whole team if you've got the damage to team on one of the gears as well. Then you got Comically Long Pistol. This is the Joker. I'm not sure if you use the Joker, but it's really good for, again, that special 1. It does the 18% damage boost, disable enemy specials, 25% chance on special 1. That's not so great, but it is good if you're just trying to boost someone's special 1. The Joker power drain chance on special 2. That's, for me, I don't really care. I would use Nightwing if I needed to do the power drain. Cryo Rifle, I just actually use this for shattering. It does 8 and 8, but that it does it up to plus 23 on each of them. So you can get like 30, what is that, 31? I don't know what the math I just did was, but around 30 to 40 red or blue shards just by shattering this if you have it fully evolved. But either way, it's 15% damage boost to special 1 and 20% chance to stun on special 1, which, you know, there's much better cards than that. This one is the best piece of gear that I ever use. It's the custom rifle. It's the Arkham Knight's piece of gear, and it's 70% damage boost, which obviously just damage boosting is fantastic, and then 11% unblockable chance on basic attacks. And since there's a lot of characters that do multiple moves on their first hit on a basic attack, either of those can be unblockable. So if you know, like the Flash punches twice, that's 11% unblockable chance both times. So if the second one breaks the block, then you can continue your attack. And then the Arkham Knight receives 55% more damage on crit attacks. I mean, that dude's doing 20k damage per hit at that point. Customized military bow, you've got 18% damage boost to special 2 and 30% crit chance on special 1. I don't like this piece of gear only because you've got special 2 and special 1. If I'm going to put a piece of gear in, it needs to be focused on one of the specials. But if you guys use it, again, let me know how. Green Arrow, 100% area effect. Opponent's team takes 20% more damage from special 2. So if you can figure out how to use it, let me know. But oh man, new water making these, you know, going through all these. All right. You got Cybernetic Exoskeleton. So it's 22% health increase and 25% heal on special 2. This is awesome for one of those sustainment characters. And just so you know, it's really helpful to write down which piece of gear does what kind of stuff. So if you want a sustain character, you can have your list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you could pick the top 3 for your sustain character. If you want a healing character, then you need to have your heal stuff listed out as well. So when I'm going through this, it's might be helpful to just list out what piece of gear is good for each person, and then just try and memorize them so that when you're building your teams, you can just quickly throw stuff onto your character. All right, the next one is, I don't even know how to say that, Czarnian Hook and Chain. It's 18% damage boost to special 1 and 30% crit chance on special 1. This is what I'm talking about. If you're going to focus a piece of gear, it should have all on one special. You wouldn't want to have 30% crit chance on special 2 and 18% damage with special 1 because they don't coincide to, right? So the area effect is for Lobo only. Its opponent teams takes 25% damage from special 2. Again, I don't really use Lobo, so I just use it for the main damage boost and crit chance on special 1. Next one is Deadshot's Ballistic Mask. It's 18% damage boost to special 1 and disable enemy specials 25% on chance on special 1. I don't really use the disable enemy specials because I can't bank on the fact that it's going to save my life, you know? So I don't really use this one quite yet. Deadshot can get 25% power drain chance on special 2. That's pretty awesome just because Deadshot's special 2 is ridiculous and can knock out multiple characters. So I use this on Deadshot, but I don't have him maxed out yet, so he's not one of my main characters quite yet. Might be good for you guys though. We've got Demon Blade, which is 30% crit chance on special 2 and 15% damage boost on special 2. I know it's only a 3-star gear, but that's still pretty good if you have multiple characters that need boost to damage or special 2. Obviously. This is another great piece of gear right here. It's 18% power generation increase and 30% crit chance on special 2. So again, this one is fantastic for people like Arkham Knight Batman, who has that immediate special 2, and if he's blocking, then, or if the opponent's not blocking, then you immediately get his full damage special 2, which has multiple chances to crit. Again, you can do this on Raven, which is 30% life drain on special 2, which is okay. It's pretty good because, you know, if she uses special 2, then she can get half of her life back or a quarter of her life back, whatever. But the problem is you don't want Raven to really be getting her life back. I mean, the whole point of Raven is you want her to slowly die and then get to that point where she can transfer her life to the other character and steal their life. So Demonic Cloak's pretty good for other characters I found. I don't really use it too much on Raven. This one's another great one for shattering. It gives you up to about 20 or 25 red shards per shatter, so that's what I mainly use this one for. It's 12% damage with special 2 and 15% stun on special 2. It's kind of useless. I wouldn't equip this ever, honestly. There's much better options out there. These are gold for Catwoman. 45% crit chance on basic attacks and 18% damage boost to special 2. If you use her special 2, this is going to wreck people. And then Catwoman also does 50% more damage on crit attacks. Like, she can do massive amounts of bleed over time just by using these. So make sure you max these out. The dual 357 revolvers. It's 18% damage with special 1, 25% stun on special 1. You know how I feel about stunning. If you guys are using stunning in your comp, then that's fine. Just know it's only going to be a quarter of the time that it stuns. So make sure she has some power generation so she can keep using that special 1 until you do get that stun, and then swap in your character that can just wreck on that stun. So the good part about this is, though, you get 100% heal team, 25% on special 2. So you heal your entire team 25% no matter what you get on her special 2. And you can heal your team for even more if you actually get the heal team on special 2. So it's pretty good. Enchantress companion card evolved. It's cool. I'm not sure if I actually use it too much, just because the life drain doesn't seem to do too much healing for me yet. So maybe I'm using it incorrectly, but it's basically after any attack, skulls fly at the enemy, dealing 10% additional damage each, and each skull does 20% life drain. So it's pretty awesome because the animation of it is really cool. Like, you got skulls swirling around you the entire time, and every time you do a special, they like fly at the enemy and hit them and do I think it's 30% damage total, because I think there's 3 skulls. But the damage on them, even if your special 2 was massive, still is only 10% of it. So I don't know if the trade-off is worth using another piece of gear over this one. The life drain's again nice, but it's only 20% life drain of the damage of each of those skulls. So it's, what is that, like I don't even know, I'm not going to do math, but it's a very small amount of life healed compared to other cards that can heal you mass amounts, like 20%. The Energy Lance, I think this is another great one for shattering and getting shards for. It does 18% more blocking when you are blocking, and you know what I'm trying to say, and 50% damage boost to basic attacks. It's okay, but I'm not sure if you're using a defensive character, then you probably want more blocking. If you want an offensive character, you want damage boost. So again, it's one of those conflicting cards where I'm not sure if I'd use it too much, because I would want to focus on either blocking, like defensive, healing, tank, or crit damage, glass cannon kind of character. So I don't use it too much, or ever, honestly. Now we get to the first world set. This set's fantastic. Max it out as soon as possible. Get it from the challenge. There's those challenge glitches that I've shown in my other previous videos, so just make sure you're grinding out when the sets come out. This one, the chest plate, does 40% health increase, 30% reflect all specials while blocking, and 20% damage or take no damage from basic attacks. This is a tank of all tanks for that chest plate. Just the increase in health and then reflecting specials. Like, if you're reflecting 30% of every hit from the special, then you're only taking 70% of the damage and 40% extra health. And then 20% chance to take no damage from basic attacks, and you don't even have to be blocking. Like, that's ridiculous. So then the fourth world set properties, if you have one, I believe it's 100% chance to, yeah, I think it's 100% chance to get 6 health regen from special 1. So if you're, so someone like, I use it on Killer Frost. She doesn't allow the other team to do too much damage to her, and then she also can regain a mass amount of health just from healing from this set. The other thing is, when you die, you get 31% health restored when you're KO'd. So you can even die fully and then come back at 31% and then heal yourself all the way back up, because if you're using Killer Frost, they don't even get their specials, because they get their specials half as quickly, so you have twice as much time to regen. Awesome. Let's go over this card real quick. The helmet does 18% power generation, so she's generating power way quicker as well. Blocking stops 25% more damage. Again, like, blocking, this is, again, like, you're not taking any damage because it's 25% more that you're not taking from blocking, plus the other stuff that other card gave you. And then 25% stun chance on tagging, so that's awesome as well, just in case you want to get a crit attack in. The mace does 100% area effect to opponent's team on special 2, 15%. This is a special 2 all the way down. So if you have a character that you're focusing on special 2, this would be a great one for it, because it's got the area effect as well. The damage boost is 25% to special 2, and you get 30% power drain chance on special 2. Again, power drain is pretty cool, but you're really in it for the area effect and damage boost, unless you are actually using it to hopefully drain power. But again, if you're using it for that reason, you probably want to look into using a different character, because 30% chance is not high enough that I would want to bank on using my special 2 for it. We've got Gauntlets of Azreal. It's 30% health increase, 95% life drain chance on combo ender, and 95% chance to heal teammates with life drain. So this is good if you want to put it on one of those tanky characters and just keep healing yourself consistently. You've got to remember that it's on combo ender, though. It's not on a special. It's literally just when you're fighting with your primary attack, not your heavy attack. So just remember that. And it does heal your teammates too, which is awesome. This is another fantastic one to shatter, because this gives you about 20. You got 15% max health increase and 100% health steal, 100% heal self, 8% on special 1. It's okay for a starter piece of gear, but if you're playing in the big leagues, then probably don't want to use it. This is an amazing piece of gear. It's, if you're using, I use it on Deathstroke right now, but if you're using the Flash, nothing beats this piece of gear. 18% power generation and crit chance on special 1, you're golden. And then on Flash, it's 25% unblockable chance on basic attacks. So it's the same thing as Arkham Knight, where if you're doing your 1-2 punch, you get 25% chance on each of those to break the block, which is amazing. If I had Reverse Flash, I'd be using that right now. I can't believe I don't have Reverse Flash. I hate that it's not in the most wanted packs, man. Kills me. This one's okay. Again, if you're starting out, then you've got 13% power generation and 15% stun on special 1, Infernal Symbol, but I use it for shattering. This one's pretty good. It's Black Adam's piece of gear. It's the Royal Garb, but it's one of those ones where I usually use it on tanks that are using special 1, because it is 22% health increase, and it's doing the 30% crit chance on special 1. I do not use it on Black Adam, even though he gets the life drain of 30% on special 1. It's just not worth it because Black Adam so far isn't a top tier character for me. So yeah, someone like maybe Deathstroke, maybe Killer Frost because of the max health increase, something like that. But it's one of those pieces of gear where there's much better stuff like that first world set that I would use. Up next we've got Solomon Grundy's Knife Collection. It does 70% damage boost to basic attacks and 100% health or heal self on special 1, 15%. So use this all the time, every character basically for me. I use it currently on Deadshot, but I would use it on pretty much any character that I use special 1 a whole bunch on, and it's a glass cannon, just basically doing a whole bunch of crit damage. You could use it on special Solomon Grundy, but again, I don't use him too much. You could if you had a use for him. This one is the Kryptonian Battlesuit. It's self heal 25% on special 2, which is ridiculously good. Especially if you've got someone like the Arkham Knight, which is who I use. His special 2 just so much damage if you've got crit damage on it that he heals basically all the way back up to full health, and it gives him a boost of 22% max health increase. You could use it on Superman and reflect a special 2 while blocking, 25% chance, which is really good if someone's got a one-shot special 2 that you're trying to block. Using this on, what's that Superman called? Let me see. I need to max him out because he is really good. This one, Injustice 2 Superman. He is amazing, and if you can reflect specials with him, I would definitely use that piece of gear on him. Where was it? Here. He would reflect a 25% chance on special 2, which is fantastic, especially with the health boost to him as well, since he's got so much health, and he doesn't take damage on his first special anyway. Like, amazing. So then next we got Kryptonian Rifle. This is Zod, and it does. It's one of those ones where I don't use it too much because it's 30% crit chance on special 2, which is amazing, but then 18% damage boost special 1. So it's one of those ones where it's, half on special 1, half on special 2. So if you have a need for it, it'd be good, but just for that special 2 crit chance, honestly. And then Zod has 100% area effect. Opponent's team takes 25% damage from special 1, so that's okay if you're using Zod, but not sure who uses Zod. Sorry if you do. Tell me how. Anyway, the Lazarus formula is the best piece of gear to shatter for green shards. Look at how many shards it gives you. It gives you 8. Or actually, it's probably the second best piece of gear for green shards. The first best is whatever that purple one's called. We'll come up to it. I think it's coming up next. But that does give you about 30 shards each of green and blue when you shatter it fully maxed out. What I'm talking about. The Mark of Lady Shiva is best for green. Look at this, it's 12. You can get like 40 greens on it just by shattering one of these. Anyway. But yeah, the Lazarus formula does do 18% max health increase and 100% heal self on special 1, so not really worth using unless you're starting out. The League of Assassins Adept Blade. So these are the League of Assassins set. So for the set, you get if the opponent is tagged in or tags out within 12 seconds while you're tagged in, steal 35% power, which is pretty good. If an opponent tags out within 12 seconds of you tagging in, you get high damage. Not sure for how long, but it's pretty good. And most characters tag in and tag out within 12 seconds of them being in, especially since you're playing CPUs, so they're pretty good. Then the Blade itself does 30% damage boost to basic attacks, 21% life drain on combo ender, not special, and 10% damage over time on special. So this is amazing for Catwoman. Damage over time is ridiculous. this piece of gear is great for any character, especially ones that are using special 1. 30% or 50% crit chance on basic attack and 50% more damage on crit attack. So anyone you're trying to use as a glass cannon, this is a piece of gear you may want to be using. And then disable enemy specials on special 1 for 40% on special 1. So again, pretty good if you're using it on a character that's glass cannon for special 1. And this is the Adept Hood. The last piece of the set is 30% power generation, 40% damage boost to special 1, and 100% area effect. Opponent's team takes 50% damage from special 1. Like, again, any character that's using special 1 have this on them. The 30% power generation is crazy. Any other piece of gear is 18% power generation. This one is 30%, so definitely put it on someone that you're trying to continuously use for their power gen. Okay, this set, another amazing set. Always use this piece of gear. Look at that, 99% life drain on special 2. This is the LexCorp set. So the set itself, the properties are 69% power given instead of drain. So if someone tries to drain your power, like Nightwing tries to drain your power, gives you 69% more power instead of draining it. So it doesn't give you the full 100% that you would have been drained, as extra, but it does give you 69%. And then 1.5% base damage applied every second to enemy. So you're just standing there and doing damage. You don't have to even hit. As long as you're just blocking, they're taking damage. That's ridiculously good. So the actual armor piece right here, V2, is 30% crit chance on basic attacks, 70%. 70%. And then a 20% chance to reflect all specials while blocking, so you can block, not take damage from specials, and then do 99% life drain on special 2, while critting on their team 70% chance. Like, and damaging them 1.5 second, or 1.5% every time you're just standing there for a second. Just overpowered piece of gear. Always use that piece of gear, I would say. The gauntlets do 30% stun chance on tag in. You know how I feel about stun. 40% crit chance on special 1. That's great for anyone that you're using special 1 for. Maybe even use that with the other piece of gear from the League of Assassins that does the special 1 stuff. Special 1, special 1, special 1, and special 1. So you do 60% chance of 4% health regen from your special 1. So if you're critting and getting 4% health regen, it's pretty good. So that's the gauntlets, and then the headpiece is fantastic too. You got 6% damage over time added on special Catwoman. Crit boost of 50% more damage on crit attacks. Just amazing for anyone that's doing crit damage. And blocking stops from 40% more damage. So this set itself is really tanky and gives you a lot of damage. Because if you're using this, it does 50% more damage on crit attacks. And this, which does 70% chance of crit attacks, then you've got 70% chance to do 50% more crit damage. And what does this do? No. Alright, so moving on, you've got the LexCorp mech suit. So this is for Lex Luthor, obviously. And again, I don't use it too much, but blocking stops 22% more damage. Maybe good for anybody that's a tank. 25% stun chance on special 2. It's pretty good. You just get extra hits in after special 2, or tag in somebody that has another ultimate. And then if you're Lex Luthor, you get 25% chance to reflect special 1 while blocking. Pretty good. This is another power gen piece right here. It's fantastic. Lightning Cloak does 18% power generation and 25% stun chance on special 2. Shazam, opponent team takes 20% damage from special 1, and if you know Shazam, if he uses his ult, can just continuously use special 1 for however long it is. You know, that's awesome. And if you get there 18% quicker as well, like, it's pretty great. This is the one I was talking about, the Mark of Lady Shiva. It's 50% damage boost to basic attacks and 40% crit chance on basic attacks. This actually comes in handy if you're trying to do a damage only team. So if you've got 3 characters that are only trying to be as powerful as possible and just do as much crit damage as possible, then this is pretty good, because I don't think there are 9 pieces of gear that currently will give you this much damage and crit attack, or crit damage on basic attacks. So, but I, again, mainly use this for the green shards, because it gives you the most green shards you can possibly get from a 3 gear. You've got martial arts, which is blocking stops 15% more damage and 35% damage boost to basic attacks. Garbage. Shatter it. Let me see. Yeah. So then you've got the Martian Hunter Garb, which is 22% max health increase and heal 25% on special 2. That's pretty awesome. Definitely use it on tanks. 25% unblockable chance on basic attacks, though. It's just Martian Hunter. I use him semi-often, but he's been kind of put to bed since a lot of other characters have come out. He used to be really good. This one is a militarized Batmobile. If you max it out, it's pretty epic just for Batman. 25% health increase, 20% supernova damage increase, 100% area effect. Opponent teams take 25% damage from your super move, which is going to do crazy amounts of damage. And then Batman, 100% chance that he's invulnerable for 5 seconds after your super move is activated. So Batman's just a beast with this piece of gear. The only problem is that Batman doesn't usually use his super move. It's usually special 2 that is his main damage dealer. But if you can get him to utilize this and make their team take 20% damage, sorry, 25% damage just from your super move, it's probably worth it, just equipping it as one piece of gear, you know? And he gets the health increase, so he lives longer. Mutated Bone Spikes, I use this almost all the time. It's because of that self-heal on special 1 and 70% damage boost to basic attacks. Fantastic. Oh, I have a cat here. Hi, Lola. Wants to be in the video. Anyway, it is a piece for Doomsday again. It's 25% unblockable chance on basic attacks, which is pretty awesome for Doomsday. Again, this one's the Nanocarbon Mask, and it's pretty awesome if you use Batgirl in your comp, which a lot of people are recently, because she can come in, stun immediately, and if you've got the area of effect on on her special 1, she can almost instantaneously take out 3 people. So this is another piece of gear if you're using Batgirl that you want to max out immediately. It's 22% health, max health increase, which is nice, but the 30% crit chance on special 1, which is the one that she utilizes a lot, and then 50% more damage on crit attacks, it just knocks out entire teams. So just max it out if you're using Batgirl. You've got the Netherrealm Karma, I don't know, this one. And it does 70% damage boost to basic attacks and 45% crit chance on basic attacks. I use it just as another one for glass cannons. You could use it on Scorpion. I don't, just because I don't use Scorpion, but again, if you do, it's got 30% life drain on special 2, which is fantastic. So if you've got a bleed team, that would be a piece of gear to just bleed over time with. You've got the Metal Morningstar, which is the Hawk Girl piece of gear. It's 70% damage boost to basic attacks, which is good. But the second piece of this is 25% stun chance on special 1. So, not, for me, the best. But if you're using Hawk Girl, it's 100% area effect. Opponent's team takes 25% damage from special 2. So, pretty good. Just chilling. This is the Nullification Rifle, and it's basically a special 2 piece of gear, but it's only a level 3. It does 15% damage boost to special 2 and 20% power drain to special 2, but again, I use it for shattering, because it gives you, especially the purple, if you're hurting for purples, any of these special 3s give you a purple shard as well. Waiting for the glitch to go away here. Alright, so then you've got the Omega Battle Plate, which is Darkseid's piece of gear, which is currently Darkseid's being utilized a lot in gameplay, so this is another one that you probably want to keep an eye out for. Blocking stops 22% more damage, and 30% crit chance on special 1, and his special 1 can do mass amounts of damage if he gets that crit as well. And then Darkseid, 25% chance to reflect special 1 while blocking, so that's pretty good. It's only 25%, but it's still okay. This is just another Shatter piece of gear. It's the Power Gloves. 30% crit chance on basic attacks and 35% damage boost to basic attacks. It's a nice starter piece of gear, but it's only good for the blues and the reds. This one's another one of those great ones for just boosting your power or boosting your damage. It's 70% damage boost to basic attacks and 45% crit chance on basic attacks. And if Nightwing uses it, then he's got that 25% unblockable chance on basic attacks. So if you're using him, definitely use his sticks. Like 25% unblockable chance is fantastic, especially when he does those 2 hits as well. You got the Promethean Longsword, which is Deathstroke. It always uses on Deathstroke. Like this, there's only a few pieces of gear that I say always use, but I mean, this one boosts his damage by 70% on basic attacks. 45% crit chance on basic attacks, and then crit boost of 50% more damage on crit attacks. So you're getting 45% chance just from these to do a crit attack, and then you're doing 50% more damage on that attack as well. So definitely use it on any glass cannon, but especially Deathstroke. You've got the Ra Al Ghul's Scimitar. This one's fantastic because it starts you out with 1 bar of power. If you've already got a character that starts out with 2 bars of character or two power bars, then this won't work. You need it to be someone that only starts out with 1 or 0 because it maxes out at 2 bars to begin with. So you can't start out with a super move. It does 50% boost to damage, or 50% damage boost to basic attacks, and 100% power drain on combo ender. So it's pretty awesome for a character that you're going to keep swapping in and out, if you ask me. Because there are other characters that you would want to use there are other pieces of gear. Sorry, my cat's confusing me. She's like running around being stupid. There are other pieces of gear that you would want to equip to do more damage. The only thing you would really utilize this for is that 1 bar of starting power. Alright, we're down to the final, what is that, 11? And this piece of gear is the shield generator. It's blocking 15% less, you take less damage, and 15% max health increase, which is pretty garbage. Just shatter it. For the glitch. Alright, up next we have this looking Carbonite Batsuit. This one's also for Batman. It does 50% more damage on crit attacks just for Batman. And it does 22% health increase for any character, and disables enemy specials 25% on special 1. Always use this. I wouldn't say always, but this would be fantastic if you're trying to make your Batman as tanky as possible. Use this with his Batmobile. You're set. The Supercharged Green Power Ring. Blocking stops 22% more damage. Disable enemy specials, 25% chance on special 1. And if you're Green Lantern, 25% chance to reflect special 2 while blocking. This one's really good if you're trying to have a really tanky character, because it does add 22% less damage from blocking while blocking. We've got the Supercharged Yellow Power Ring, which is 18% damage boost to special 2. Disable enemy specials, 25% chance on special 1, and 30% life drain on special 2. I don't really use this because it's all over the place. I don't use Sinestro. 18% power or damage boost to special 2 is great, but then you've got the special 1, which is just disabling enemy specials, which I don't really use too much. The Ibstick is, or Ibzy Stick, I don't know how to say it, but it's just fantastic all around. You've got damage over time, you've got power generation, and you've got damage boost to special 1 and 2, so pretty much well-rounded, but only if you plan on utilizing all of that is what I would say put it in for. So maybe for Catwoman again. this one is perfect for Killer Frost. Just equip it on Killer Frost and move on. 18% power generation increase, disable enemy specials, 25% chance on special 1, which they're not even going to get that special because you're slowing them down 50% just by having Killer Frost in the game, and then 30% life drain chance on special 2, which you get all of her life back. It's ridiculous. Down to the final 5 here, we got the Trauma Kit, which is just heal 50% on special 2 and 15% max health increase. It's pretty garbage, just shatter it. Trident of Poseidon is 18% damage boost to special 2, 25% stun chance on special 2, and if you're using Aquaman, 100% area of effect. Opponent's team takes 25% damage from special 1. That's awesome for a bleed team. If you're using a bleed team, equip that. You got the Venom Injection System, 22% max health increase, 100% heal, 15% on special 1, and if you're Bane, it's 25% power drain on special 2. So if you've got a tanky team that's just trying to heal and stay alive, put it on. This is another great one for just shattering and getting those green shards for. It's the Weaponized Kryptonite, does 15% power generation and disable enemy specials, 20% chance on special 2. But there's that 12 on the green, so you get like 40 if you shatter it. And the last thing on here is Wonder Woman's Lasso of Truth. It does 20% damage boost to special 2, 100% self-heal, 18% on special 2, and if you're Wonder Woman, you do 35% power drain on tagging. Fantastic for Wonder Woman and anybody that you're using special 2 for. So think about equipping it for them. Alrighty, gents and ladies, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Thank you for staying with me through the whole entire thing. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, y'all.